All Out 2021 review, results, reactions, all that good stuff. You know who we are. We're the Almighty SOS Wrestling Network back once again. And what I say we, of course, you know, we always come in numbers, but tonight, your boy is joined by my homie from across the pond. It seems like it's been like forever. Y'all know who he is, man. The man, the myth, the legend himself, man. If y'all want to pause this video and give him a round of applause, I definitely would do that. But LK, my dude, how are you, man?
It's been a long time. It's so weird how this one came about, because I was watching your... Because I still keep up with the stuff you're doing and stuff. Because obviously subscribed on the YouTube. And I saw the All Out preview predictions. I look in the comments, and it was... I think it was JM or RM. I completely forgot. I apologise. Comments. Dion hates LK. Dion fears LK. So, like, obviously, that's what the first thing I saw in the comments was like, okay, I'm going to listen to this to make sure my name ain't... Like, what the fuck's going on? So I listened to it. My name wasn't mentioned, obviously. Because there's no beef at all. But fucking, it was just one of those where, like, I'm a massive Star Wars fan, so I just replied to the guy, like, I have not heard that name in a long time. Dion, do you watch Star Wars? Have you ever? Are you a Star Wars guy? Before we get into show.
Okay, you opening a whole can of worms right there. Because not only have I like, I didn't know anything about it when I was a kid. When I got to middle school, got into it huge, loved it. I'm not a like diehard, but I know a lot about it, and I like thoroughly enjoy Star Wars. But the current stuff kind of leaves me kind of like, yeah, but Bad Batch is good, Mandalorian is good, everything except for mostly the movies. I'm kind of like, that stuff's good, but like, yeah, I like Star Wars. I like pretty much the old stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's! I've been back less than 2 minutes, and I've already gone off fucking topic. I apologize.
Hey man, they know what we do. It's been a while, man. They know what we do.
Absolutely. Win, loss, tie, Dion. And then I'm gonna get on to bashing and derailing you. I'm giving this show a fucking win. This was the first pay-per-view from AEW that I bought on Fight TV. I've actually got because obviously I don't have TNT. I got the AEW Plus, so I get Dark Elevation, Dynamite Live and on demand straight away, and Rampage Live on demand straight away. And I've been watching Dynamite Live every week on it. And first of all, I want to say Fight TV, the streams are always in like 4K. Audio's always good. Never any technical difficulty. So I highly recommend AEW Plus. And I don't get why they don't promote that on their shows. But regardless, this show is a fucking win. The show finished about 5:15 a.m. UK time. And it was one of those where I'd nearly been up like 24 hours at this point, but it was still kind of so buzzing still. It was kind of like, fuck, I didn't get to sleep till about 7 a.m. because I still kind of want to come down. It's like on a night out when you've been drinking vodka and Red Bull and you're like still a little bit buzzing, so you can't get to sleep. It felt like that. Oh, it was just so good, honestly. And if you have, I'm dreading your thoughts on this show, because on Twitter you're a bit of a, you weren't particularly too fond of this show. You're a bit on the fence. So I give the show a mega win. What do you give it?
What's funny about that is once just my personal Twitter, not really the SOS Twitter. I just use my personal Twitter low-key as like a trolling account now. So it's just kind of like, I'm just kind of just talking shit. Like, I'm just like, this whatever. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be a straight shooter with you when I thought my thoughts about the show. You know, I don't know where like the blurred lines got kind of, blurred to where people, think I hate AEW and I'm not like the biggest AEW fan. It's just that there are things about the product that I like, and there are things about the product that I don't like, which is the same as New Japan Pro Wrestling, same as All Japan, same with all these companies. It's just that I'm not, and I've even got it to where with New Japan, I'm not like everything they give me. I'm not like blindly just like, oh, this is great. If you go back to review, I kind of low key shitted on the main event with Shingo and Evil because, yeah, that was not a good main event. But back to this show, honestly, this is my honest opinion. Being a guy who enjoys AEW when I do watch it for the most part, I thought this was their best pay-per-view that they've ever put out.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, the best pay-per-view. I think it's... I was struggling to think of a pay-per-view that was this good, like, American-wise. I'd probably go back to WrestleMania 17 for a like, obviously, I was fucking, like, barely 4. But at the time, obviously, I've gone back and watched it many, many times. And it was kind of one of those where... the pacing was perfect, the match placement was perfect, the wrestlers fucking bust their ass off, the booking made sense, there was surprises, there was good booking, advanced storylines, ended storylines. What more do you fucking want?
And I think that's a nice comparison, LK, the WrestleMania 17. I'm going to go maybe a little bit like recent, not that much more recent. But I think in a couple years, we'll look back at this All Out show. This is going to be AEW SummerSlam 2002, because I know you remember that show. SummerSlam 2002 was stacked from top to bottom. We had Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle opening the show, for God's sake. So I think this will be remembered as a show like that for AEW. And I mean, if you get compared to SummerSlam 2002, that's probably arguably one of the best SummerSlams of all time, if not the best SummerSlam. So I think you're in a great category with that.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. It was just we'll obviously go through all the matches, etc. But it's one of those shows where I was like, I want to talk about it, and like that's the thing. I've been watching Dynamite, and then I've been busy on the Thursdays because of work, but my work schedule's changing around. Thank fuck. And it's just kind of one of those where I haven't generally missed an AEW, whether it be Dark Elevation. I've been watching everything. Like I watch AEW now how I used to watch WWE when I was kind of 13, 14, where you'd watch, you'd watch Raw, and then you'd watch Main Event when it was live on Tuesdays. You then watch fucking Superstars on Thursdays, and then SmackDown on the Fridays. You'd watch the fucking post shows, the pre-shows, there's stuff on YouTube. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I fell in love with a promotion. I feel like how I did about New Japan, and here's a fine one for you. I was watching, because I saw your review of the New Japan Wrestle Grand Slam shows. Everyone go check them out. So before the pay-per-view, me and my housemate, we ordered the pay-per-view. We got some drinks in, whatever. Got a cheeky little Pizza Hut come over, pay me for that Pizza Hut. So we sat there and we're like, let's watch some New Japan. They had 2 shows. So we sat there, we put it on. Man, we got to Okada and Jeff Cobb, and we were like, I'm gonna, because obviously at this time it's like 10 p.m. We're like, man. No, so we fucking switched off and we watched all the episode of Heels up to date. So I don't know what's going on with New Japan, Dion, but it's kind of lost me a little bit.
Okay.
You're cutting. No, I hope we ain't lost him. I'll carry on. Are you there? You there? This wouldn't be a fucking show. Yeah. Shit.
Hold on.
There we are. I think that's better. You're going to say...
All right,
yeah, perfect. New Japan. What the fuck is going on, Dion, before we get down to breaking down this show?
Bro, so shout out to Tyler Coon Williams, because he's a good friend of the channel. I was watching a video of his the other day that actually the title of the video is, I think I might unsubscribe from New Japan. And he actually did unsubscribe from New Japan, as far as, because he looked at the G1 Climax roster, which I don't know if you've seen that. I think I'm going to make a video about that probably later today or tomorrow. I'm going to make a video about the lineup and my lack of enthusiasm for the lineup or whatever. But it's kind of been this, I don't know. New Japan 2021 has been, ever since they unveiled that heavyweight title, man, it's been like a black cloud, dude. I hate to even use that term, but Kota Ibushi, this was the first time he was wrestled this weekend in over 2 months. Shingo Knight, what pretty much whole LIJ was out because of pretty much, CV. So it's just like, man, this is kind of interesting. And you got guys pretty much coming over to New Japan Strong, which, if you ask me, New Japan Strong is kind of keeping New Japan afloat. And I need to do more New Japan Strong reviews, but it's so hard. It's on a Friday, and it's on a work Friday, and all this, so it's just like real hard. But New Japan Strong is keeping them afloat right now. And I kind of they kind of have a storyline going on right now. Okay, I don't know if you've seen it, but Will Ospreay's, made his return, and he's still taking claim to the heavyweight championship, which I'm thinking is probably going to culminate in we have, quote unquote, an interim champ, we got a champion over here. This is probably going to culminate in one of the Wrestle Kingdom, main events that we're going to get in one of 3 nights. Cause I know you heard about that. We got 3 nights now. So yeah, New Japan is very interesting. They keep trading the junior tag team titles between guys like El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori and, El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, which fans are all for those guys, but it's kind of to the point to where, like, okay, like you're kind of trading back and forth here. I don't know if you heard about Show. Show actually, he actually broke up with Roppongi 3K. He turned on Yo, and he's actually a member of the Bullet Club now, and he's a member of the sub-faction in Bullet Club called House of Torture, which is headlined by Evil, Dick Togo, Yujiro Takahashi, and Show. So, yeah, that's what's going on with New Japan right now as far as that facet. Jeff Cobb beat Okada the other night, which I think that's Jeff Cobb's biggest win to date in his career. New Japan has actually been booking Jeff Cobb really well this year, so that's actually I won't say a lone bright spot. That's definitely one of the bright spots in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now is Jeff Cobb and the booking of Jeff Cobb. So, got to, tip my hat to them for that. It's just they're actually doing Robbie Eagles well. Robbie Eagles and Hiromu had a really damn good match the other day, and you know me, I'm a Hiromu, Lij fan to the death. But I thought it made more sense that Robbie Eagles retained here, and I'm kind of glad he did retain because Hiromu didn't just need to win the belt back immediately. So I'm glad Robbie Eagles got to the strap and kept it. So it just adds a little bit more to the story, and I'm all about if the storyline makes sense, even if my favorite person is not winning, if it makes sense, it's fine. So New Japan is just like in a weird limbo, and I know you saw the G1 lineup, but it's I mean, it's not.
It didn't get me to, because I hadn't watched New Japan for quite a bit, so I'm like, I wasn't using it. Like, I remember the last time I went on New Japan World, I was gonna like, the Junior Tag League, I'll keep up with that. And then I was like, I watched like half of one show, and it was just like, I don't know what happens. I sit down, I go to watch it, and then I get distracted by my phone, and then while I'm on the phone, I'm like watching this, going, I'll just make plans. Boom. And then, bam, I'm out the house. Rather than, New Japan. Because, like, back in the day, like a year or 2 years ago, I wouldn't have missed a fucking show. And now it's kind of like, hopefully the G1 is better than people are expecting. Because you're not really expecting much, I think hopefully that gives the chance for the matches to be really fucking great. So hopefully the G1 kind of gives a kick in the arse. Because I'm going to watch the G1 because it's, part of tradition. But fuck, man. Jeez. But we're here to talk about AEW. That's what we're here to talk about. All Elite Wrestling. So break down this motherfucking card.
Let's get it, okay? So the first match we had on the show was actually a title match for the AEW TNT title right here. We had the defending champion, Miro, attempting to defend this title right here against the Mad King himself, Eddie Kingston, right here. And this is what you thought it was going to be. This is a hard-hitting affair, man. And I love the dynamic between Eddie Kingston because he's kind of I hate to even use this phrase, he's in-betweener. And what I mean by that, LK, is he's almost a slash death style match wrestler, but slash strong style, almost King's Road wrestler. It's kind of like he has both of those facets in his repertoire. And this last year, I liked Eddie Kingston, but he's grown tremendously. And I'm kind of actually glad he's had this light up on him on AEW. I'm glad he's got this chance to show what he can do right here. But tonight on AEW All Out, it was all for naught. Miro defends his title. He gets the victory. I think it's a little over 13 minutes right here. But this was a solid opener. It was hard hitting, man. And this is the kind of match that I enjoy. So this match is definitely a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, and the crowd was mega hot. It was just a perfect way to start the show. I thought they were going to start off with the women's battle, the Casino Battle Royal. That's what I thought they were going to start with. So when they announced the TNT match, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I see you. And it was a really good match. I like the build. Kingston's promos are always so fucking great. Yeah, it was one of those where, like you said, Kingston's, like, he wrestles kind of as a heel, and his whole mannerisms are very heelish, but he's so fucking over because he's kind of cool, if you want to call him cool, like kind of gangster, whatever. I don't know how you can describe him without, trying to sound like a dick. But he comes across really fucking well, and he's so fucking good. And when he came to the company, I was thinking, maybe he'll be like a Chuck Taylor kind of, there or thereabouts. He's kind of in feuds sometimes, but he's always on the shows because he's a good talent. But no, he's doing good stuff with Moxley. Really enjoyed this here. It'll be interesting to see who Miro goes on to next. Who do you think Miro will go on to next?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. He has a multitude of challengers right here. I would, because if I'm going off people who are on this card right now, I'm like, ugh, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think who I could see go at Miro next. But like, if you had the point, if you just like, all right, Gundam head, who's going at Miro next? I know this is kind of maybe out the realm of possibility. Maybe not the realm of possibility, but I wouldn't mind somebody like a Jungle Boy going at him right now because that'd be kind of different. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, because if he's not going to win the world title, he may as well give him some credibility. Like, the TNT title run did wonders for Darby Allin. Like I think that really helped establish him. They had the chase, he lost a few times, and then bam, he got the big win. So yeah, I reckon Jungle Boy versus Miro would be something different. And also, I don't know though, because I reckon Jungle Boy, and again, sorry to ruin the main event for anyone, I reckon Jungle Boy's going to be against Adam Cole. Because when Adam Cole joined the Elite and swerved everyone in a great fucking swerve, which we'll get to, he super kicked Jungle Boy. So I reckon they're going to do Jungle Boy versus Adam Cole. Maybe they could do that. The winner gets to face fucking Miro for the TNT title. They could do something along those lines.
They could do that because I think not even getting ahead too far ahead of what we're going to talk about, but at some point, since Adam Cole is linked with the Elite, if he's not going to challenge for the world's title, he's got to have something to kind of, I guess, tide him over until he's able to challenge for the belt until Kenny drops it or something. So maybe he might be next up after whoever's the next challenger for him, or maybe it is like you said, maybe it's him and Jungle Boy face off to get that. So I could see either one of those, playing out, and I'd be fine with both of them, honestly.
Legit, but good match. It was a really, really good match. Good way to start. Perfect opener.
Absolutely, man. And now we get to the second match of the show, moving down the card. We have, I guess, from Saturday's night's results, the new GCW World Champion right here, Jon Moxley, taking on and defeating my guy, your guy, the leader of the Bread Club, Satoshi Kojima right here, a little under 12 minutes. And this was good. This was good right here. This is kind of something I think New Japan should kind of borrow from AEW like this, to where you have a match with these guys right here. This match goes sub 15 minutes, and they got a lot of stuff in. They got a lot of hard-hitting stuff in right here. And damn it, they kind of showcased Satoshi Kojima better than New Japan did.
They made him look like $1 million. My best part of the... but yeah, firstly, Jon Moxley he beat Matt Cardona at the GCW show. I watched that actual event, and there's this dude called Black Ninja. Yeah, he was on the top of this fuck off ladder. I don't know if you've seen the GIF or anything. I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Yeah,
he's on this, and he hit that sunset. It fucking absolutely magnificent. That whole match was ridiculously just dangerous. And then there was the War Games match, pretty cool. Anyway, Kojima looked like a star, and I said to my mate, we were sat there, I was like, I fucking pray Kojima gets a good pop. I pray Kojima gets it, because I was like worried, because I don't know if these guys in this building watch New Japan. They're there for AEW. You don't know that they definitely watch New Japan. And when he came out, and he didn't get like a fucking CM Punk pop, but he got a pop that, if you came out to that, you'd be like, yeah, I'm happy with that. And it was like, that's my guy Kojima. He ain't worried about his fucking nose fucking thing. He looked fucking strange about that nose tape on. It looked really fucking strange.
He did.
But yeah, the match was fucking great. It was a really, really good match. It's one of those where Kojima looked like he's lost a lot of weight. In a good way. Looks like he's kind of leaning out a little bit. Big Koji. But yeah, it was fucking magnificent. And then obviously what happened after the match with Suzuki when he came out, that was a monster pop. That was a monster pop. That was fucking...
That was right there. Because if they don't know who Satoshi Kojima is, most of these people very well know who Minoru Suzuki is. And that, for me, was the first surprise of the night, to see Minoru Suzuki show up in an AEW venue. And the look on Moxley's face, seeing when Minoru Suzuki showed up, just sold it like $1 million. I love that right there. And yeah, it looks like Minoru Suzuki is not going to be at a G1. Looks like he's going to be he's going to be stateside, because he's going to run some of those New Japan Strong shows. And in the meantime, he's going to do an AEW show. I think he's going to be in a show in St. Louis, and he's going to wrestle. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy. His name's Calvin Tankman. You know Calvin Tankman?
Never heard of him.
I think he wrestles in MLW. He's actually a solid big man. He's going to wrestle him in St. Louis, I think, in the beginning of October. So Minoru Suzuki is in the midst of his United States kind of run, so it makes sense for him to come over here to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and not New Japan Pro Wrestling. Come over to AEW. You already know what I'm talking about. So if this makes sense, man, and that people over here in America, they just traditionally love Minoru Suzuki, especially if they're in the know. So I think that was a good move by AEW and the powers that be to have him come out right there, lays Moxley out after the match, So yeah, it looks like we're going to get a mini Suzuki Moxley rivalry on the American soil, whether it be New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong or whether it be AEW.
And that match will be taking place on Dynamite, which I'll be watching, and I'm going to do a review on Thursday.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a banger of bangers. They're going to fucking murder each other. Right. And I hope they get given a lot of time. Get given a lot of time. But it's in fucking Amber. It's in Moxley's hometown. So he's going to get a fucking really big pop. It's going to be awesome.
I hope it's the main event, honestly. It should probably be. But I don't know what the rest of the Dynamite card's going to be, but it should be the main event.
Yeah, it'll definitely be the main event. There's also Dustin Rhodes against Malachi Black, and Ruby Soho having her Dynamite debut. But also, back to Suzuki before we move on, he's wrestling in GCW, and he's going to be wrestling Jonathan Gresham.
That to me
sounds like a fucking absolute banger.
Absolutely. Shit, if Jonathan Gresham came over to New Japan more often, I think he'd be fit right in with Suzuki Gun. But that's neither here nor there, man. But moving on down the card, we have for the AEW Women's World Title. Okay, do you think that that name is redundant, Women's World Title? Because I think it's kind of when you say, I mean, it's kind of like I don't know if it's the women's title, it's still kind of the Women's World Title. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of redundant to me, but it is what it is. This is the nitpick by me.
I don't think it's a world title. Any of them, they haven't been defended around the world.
That's very fair.
That's why they don't call the Impact Championship the Impact World Championship, because it hasn't been defended around the world. But it just sounds better, doesn't it, when you call it the World Heavyweight Championship? It just sounds better. So, but yeah, I'm not against that. I can see if it's a bit like, but I don't know. They're kind of trying to create that sports feel. So I'd rather you call it that. But also, just want to point out for the people, why don't AEW showcase their women? There's 2 fucking matches on this show, which get given a lot of time and booking and creative thinking. So I don't want to hear about fucking, AEW doesn't book their women's division right. Like, what do you fucking want from them? 2 hours of women? Then you'd moan, they're giving the women too much time. It's like, fucking damn.
Yeah, people just do that so they can like kind of pat themselves on the back and sound good, man. Most of the time, they really don't even be feeling like that. Okay, they just be like, they just be saying stuff.
I'm a good person because I said that women get more time.
Exactly. They're just trying to just look good on, whatever social media, man. But speaking of the women's right here, the Women's World Championship, we got the defending champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, accompanied with Jamie Hayter, the actually recently signed Jamie Hayter to AEW, and Rebel Reba. I'm not sure what the chick's name is. It's kind of like, they kind of mix it up. So, and she's taking on and she's defending her title against Chris Statlander right here, who was accompanied with Orange Cassidy. So, one thing that I told my friend of mine who was watching the show with me, and this is something I noticed about Chris Statlander, how they got position, because AEW has the rankings and everything, and her record coming into this match was 16-0, I believe. And she had a match on Rampage, and she pretty much, it was like a squat. She wrestled like a local competitor, and it's like kind of squashed them. You know what I mean? So I was like, she squashed this local competitor, got her record up to 16-0. So she's like challenging for the title. And I'm like, wait a minute, has she just been this patting her stats off this like local competition to like, hey, I can get a title shot now? I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but I'm just like, theoretically, somebody could do that. Just say, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and beat these local people till I get like a nice 10-0 streak. Now she challenge for the title. And I was like, did she do that? Because I mean, I saw her
it's fucking good. That's how you should build people, because they're credible. Like, they're too good for the local talent. They're the star knocking off the local talent. So now when the star gets to fight fierce competition of the champion, it means something. Because then if she goes and beats all the fucking women on the quote main roster, that's fair. She's going to be one challenger. There's going to be another one and another one. So them doing remember, she's also been on Elevation and she's been on Dark. So sometimes, she's wrestled 3 times, got 3 wins in a week. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But yeah, I'm up for that. I'm up for that. I'm up for fucking people, getting championship matches because of wins and lost records rather than.
No, that's what I guess I want to. I'm not against it. I'm definitely for it. I guess my thing is, if I was just, I know people are gonna get mad at me for saying this, but at this point, damn it, Dion, he's doing it. Let's just say AEW for right now. Let's just say it's just UFC. Okay, let's just this for the sake of argument. And we have Chris Statlander, who she came in, she was an unranked fighter. And, she's just racking up wins against fellow unranked fighters, and this is kind of like, all right, she got like 5 wins. Okay, she would have to fight I guess I don't hate to use the term gatekeeper, but she would have to fight a sort of gatekeeper person before they're like, okay, she can, go for the title. And I'm not saying I didn't because that's a good idea to kind of keep them away from beating the top people and still keeping the top people fresh. And I was like, maybe if she would have had to along the way would have had to beat like a Penelope Ford or just like at least a name person in AEW. I'm like, okay, I can buy that record. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get your point of view. I can understand that and see that. Just, I don't know.
I can see where you're coming from too. 100%.
Like, and don't think I'm gonna come on here and fucking think, he's just sucking. He's an AEW fanboy. He's probably a WWE hater. Like, I had a fucking great time last night, and
no, for real.
I really enjoyed this show. It's been a while since the show's made me feel as excited about it as it did last night. And if you haven't watched the show yet, even if you know the results, it's definitely worth your time to go back and check it out.
Watch it, man. And with that being said, Britt Baker actually retains her championship against Chris Statlander right here. I actually thought this was a decent match. I thought it was actually more than decent. I thought it was a good match. And I thought maybe the placing of this was different. I thought they would have maybe had the women's casino battle royal before they would have had the title match. But I guess I was just like, that's just weird because I figured the title is the most important thing. So I don't know. But I enjoyed this match, man. And Dr. Britt Baker, as we all know, super over, man. Like, she got the AEW crowd pretty much eating in the palm of her hand. So got to give her credit for that right here. And Chris Statlander, she'll be back, man. She'll have more title opportunities right here. And I feel they did the thing with the time they were given. I enjoyed this match.
Absolutely good match. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, and it was at the point where it wasn't getting too long, but it wasn't too short. They got enough time, so people can't be like, oh, they didn't give the women enough time. And that's another thing about this show that I liked. It didn't go too long. And like some of the AEW pay-per-views go fucking long. But this one went, I think it was 3 hours and 48 minutes. For me, that's the perfect length for a pay-per-view. I mean, New Japan did that with only 5 matches. I fucking clicked on the link and it was like fucking 4 hours long. I'm like, there's 5 matches on the show. What are you doing? Jesus. And then Show and Yo going, these fucking guys who were incredible, going like 28 minutes. Like Toru Yano and Chase Owens going over 25. Was like, what?
That was not, yeah, I was very, I was like, why are Chase Owens and Toriano going over 20 minutes? Even, yeah, they shouldn't even be going over 15 minutes. But hey, what do I know?
God damn. Getting me hot.
Oh my gosh, man. But yeah, dude, speaking of hot, and this right here, man, next what we about to talk about, dude. If you wanted to see the stuff from the show, if you're just like, okay, I want to see, maybe what Punk did, or maybe I want to see the aftermath of the main event. If you're just like, I want to see that stuff, but you're like, hey, man, I only can watch literally one match off this show. Just in my honest opinion, the one match you will probably have to watch off this show is the next match we're about to discuss. And that's for the AEW World Tag Team titles in a steel cage right here. We have the Lucha Bros. They won the Tag Team Challenge tournament. Actually, I saw them actually advance in the tournament on Rampage in Chicago. So that was pretty cool. Taking on the reigning, defending AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks right here. And I'll tell you, okay, you already know right here. You know my love-hate relationship with these guys, the guys in the Elite. You already know going back to 3 years ago in the New Japan. The Young Bucks with this match, dude. I'm not saying that like, oh, it was like back to what it was back when, it was like, oh, just too sweet and all that. Last night, the Young Bucks made me fans of them again. They really did. I was just like, Jesus, this was maybe one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen in my life. I'm just being real. This was incredible. This was violent. This was athletic. This was hard hitting. This was stuff that I didn't really think the Young Bucks even had in them. And I just got to take my hat off to all 4 dudes right here, man. They were I was like, the Young Bucks are retaining, and they got me. They got me a couple times, man. And then Lucha Bros pull it out at the end, and I think that was a hard-fought win, and I think that was the right decision because I didn't really think the Young Bucks at this, because I even said this to a friend of mine. I was like, whoever wins this turn, I don't see them losing the belts for a while, and I didn't see them dropping the belts right here, to be honest. And lo and behold, they dropped them to the Lucha Bros, and it's a long time coming for the Lucha Bros, man. They've been in AEW since day one. I hate the 2 years, but they've been there since day one. So this is a long time coming from both of these guys, man. Credit to all 4 dudes, man. Even before we talk about anything else, this is my match of the night, man.
Yeah, mine too. Fucking awesome stuff. Like some of the spots on there, like the Canadian Destroyer off the top. I thought how Matt got back up was like, fuck. I very, 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 very rarely send like any clips to my girlfriend. Like, it's just one of the things I don't do. It's like I kind of have my wrestling life and then I have my personal life. And it was one of those where it was I was like, shit. And I remember I sent a video of it because they did a replay. I sent a Snapchat video of it and I put the filter on where it went slow-mo, where it fucking showed the head bouncing off. Like, she probably didn't care, but like she was like, oh, that was really nasty, like pretending to be all interested and stuff. Bless her cottons. But like, it's one of those where it's like you could show someone who's not a wrestling fan that match and they will sit there, they will watch, and they will enjoy. That's, to me, when wrestling's at its best. Like, look at all the best matches in the history of the business. You can go back, you can put anyone who's never watched a wrestling match in their life, sit them there and go, watch this. And they'll sit there, they'll watch it, they'll enjoy it, and then they'll move on with their lives. That's, to me, is when they get you, is when they you feel comfortable having someone sit there and watch it.
Absolutely.
But the match itself was great. The story, like you said, was Young Bucks are going to retain. So when they did the kind of swerve when the Lucha Brothers won, I thought it was really, really good booking.
Like they got so violent here too, LK.
Yeah.
I ain't mean to cut you off right here, dude. Like Pentagon was so bloody, dude. They ripped up Phoenix's mask, man. They got really violent right here, and I think this might be because everybody compares the Young Bucks to teams like Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and all that, like, teams like that. I think this was their No Mercy 99 moment. That's just my honest opinion. This was their No Mercy 99 moment where they have that's that match that people talk about with them.
Yeah, and that's a very fair assessment. But yeah, and like you said, the fact in All Elite Wrestling, the Elite are getting as much heat as they are, it's incredible. Like, think about that. The company was made and called All Elite Wrestling because of the Elite. And those boys are going out there and getting legitimate heat. Like, people are paying to see them in theory, and they're getting booed because they're that good. I just think they're doing a great job as heels. They're obviously mega over as baby faces, but the idea of all of them going heels is just whoever came up with that decision, just a fucking genius. All Elite Wrestling, the Elites are the bad guys. Like, genius. Absolute genius book.
It's double genius too, because the fans want to cheer these guys.
Yeah. So it's like it makes the guy who they're against have to do a bit more, because like if they don't perform, the fans are just gonna turn and shout for the Young Bucks, and it's just a testament to how good the fucking Lucha Brothers are. That they were probably I'd probably say the most overacted the night, like minus CM Punk obviously, but like when it comes to crowd wise, and obviously surprises. Actual legitimate match, 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, I'd probably say that the Lucha Brothers was the most overact on the show. So I want to give props to them because they were awesome. Phoenix is generally my favorite pro wrestler to watch on the planet. Just absolutely incredible. Some of the stuff he can do in there is ridiculous. But yeah, this was just awesome. Go watch it. Don't care how you watch it. It's on Fight. It's on pay-per-view. It's on watch whatever you want to watch.com. Just fucking find a way to watch that match, because the highlights won't do it justice, because the fact they sold. Like, I think there was a spot where they did super kick, double clothesline, and then they sold, and they let the crowd kind of clap, and then they're all setting to their feet. They sold. Like, if this was Young Bucks like 10, 15 years ago, maybe they wouldn't have sold for that. But they're all fucking veterans now, all experienced, and they're selling, taking the time so the story can develop, the crowd can get into it. They do a big spot, then it stops. Whereas back in the day, it used to be big spot, whereas now big spot, sell, stop, big spot. It's fucking great. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And these dudes pretty much put thumbtacks on the bottom of like at least a pair of $700 shoes, the Cactus Jack, Travis Scott and Michael Jordan shoes. So think about that for a second.
Yeah, you got money. Like I don't know how much rent is in America, but like for example, you could, for £700, you could probably get a 2-bedroom flat, or as you call it, an apartment, a month for that, and they're just buying it and sticking fucking tax in it. That just makes you want to hit them so much more. Magic.
Yeah, that's a heel right there, and and me being fascist conscious like I am now, I can appreciate that. So yeah, but now so this is where I kind of got a little confused right here, because I see why. Honestly, you know what? I see why they put this match right here, because this, to me personally, would have been the time to have the Paul White QT Marshall match. Honestly, that probably would have been, because you just had this huge of a match right here. Everybody just pretty much, just for lack of a better term, blown their wad off this amazing tag team match. I thought that probably would have been the right time to go ahead and get Paul White and QT Marshall out there, but they didn't. They went with the Women's Casino Battle Royal, and the Women's Casino Battle Royal here, we had, excuse me, I'm not losing my voice, I promise. We have the participants in this Battle Royal here.
Dude,
we have.
Don't read them all out. Don't read them all out. It doesn't matter. Ruby Soho won.
Yeah, you're right.
Not to be disrespectful, but to me, it felt. To me, it felt like these women are doing good. Let's put them on the show. All the ladies went out. They busted their ass. They worked hard. There was a really fucking cool spot where one of them German suplexed Nyla Rose. I forgot the lady's name. I do apologize.
I think that was Layla Hirsch.
That's the one. Layla Hirsch. She did this German suplex on Nyla Rose. I've really enjoyed Bunny lately. She's been doing some good stuff with the Hardy family. Really enjoyed her in there. Tay
like
Conti
Abaddon.
is good. Abaddon, she didn't last long. Jamie Hayter looked good in there. She got a few eliminations. It's just, sorry, I didn't want to list. Even if that was a men's list, I wouldn't want you running down a list of 21 people.
I will say, okay, I got to mention Jade Cargill's a future star for these people.
Man. Oh yeah, without a shadow of doubt. Jade Cargill and Britt Baker, I reckon, come maybe not full gear's the next one, isn't it? I reckon maybe Double or Nothing next year we have Jade Cargill against DMD Britt Baker. That's my prediction, and I think that's going to be a barn burner. Everyone moaning about the women's division. They had 21 wrestlers in this fucking match, plus a match before. That's 23, and all of these women, half of them they could have won, and I'd have been like, wicked, cool, like fair enough.
And technically, if you want to be technical, I know it was a battle royal, but this is the second longest match on the card. So
it was, and it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't bad. It was good. Like lots of the stuff in there looked really good. I agree. I get where people were like they need more time on the show, but I think you're not. If you think that, you're not watching Dark and Elevation, because on Dark and Elevation, these women are getting a lot of time. And Chris Statlander, for example, she's gotten so good because she's been on that show so much, working in front of these crowds. Red Velvet, she's only going to get better. Like, she had that match with Jamie Hayter, which was a bit, but, she's going to get better. All these girls are going to get better. And that's why if you want to watch women's wrestling, and I'm not saying that, you're disgraceful, they should be on Dynamite. Yeah, they should. And they usually do have a segment. But guess what? Tag teams, they normally only get one segment. Divisions get one segment. On Dynamite and Rampage, they had a match last week. Like, I don't know, I think the women's match itself was really good, and I actually recommend people to watch it. The pop at the end was good. Every time they played a kind of a pack, whether it be diamonds, spades, aces, diamonds, hearts, whatever the fuck it is, most of the women were getting pops. Like, a majority of the women were getting pops. So everyone needs to fucking chill out. They're going to build this division. It takes time, because guess what? When they get wins on Dark and Elevation, they get more over. And then guess what? They'll be on Dynamite and Rampage. Just give them time. In Tony we trust. He's going to make a fucking killer women's division with Britt Baker as the star of it. But like you said, Jade Cargill and fucking Britt Baker. That is the match I want to see. That is the money match. And I cannot wait to see that. I reckon next year.
Like you said, in the meantime, between time, we got Ruby Soho getting the victory right here. And this me jokingly on Twitter. That was just when I mean this. I mean, I was like, hey, by my standards, WWE is 3-0 right now, baby.
Oh, why did you say that? It's like you're asking for it. I know. It really,
I am. I was totally trolling. I was just like, I was totally trolling. I was like, yeah, I mean, they're not WWE people anymore, clearly. But, it's just like, I just know there's some people that's going to get mad at that. But no, honestly, when it came down to her and Thunder Rosa, I was kind of low key wanting Thunder Rosa to win though. I was like, I like Thunder Rosa, like I was like,
I was the same. I was kind of like, I like both of them, so I really didn't mind who won.
Exactly.
That's the beauty. Imagine like watching a fucking battle royal and being happy with whoever won, like, and that you're telling me the women's division sucks. Come on, really good. Come on. Like Thunder Rosa, right. Britt Baker's a banger. Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker's good. Ruby Soho against her is going to be great. Bunny versus her, I'd like to see Bunny get a bit more time. Jade Cargill, that's another one. Jamie Hayter, that's another one. Riho, she's fucking talent. We've seen Nyla Rose 1,000 times. But you got Hikaru Shida, she's in there. Abaddon, like you said. Kira Hogan from Impact. They got loads of talent.
They do, man, and they're going to utilize them fine. As people just got to just be patient, man. So they're going to get their chance. So just chillax. You know what I mean? So just chillax, man. And the next match you got, okay, this is pretty much a grudge match, the final fight, if you will. Shout out to the video game. We got Chris Jericho right here taking on and defeating MJF. He gets the victory about 19 minutes and 36 seconds right here. And this was a fight to me. This wasn't a wrestling match. This is more like a fight. And probably like my favorite spot is maybe I'm a little bit questionable on it too, was when he hits Jericho with the Judas effect and they kind of pretty much start the match over. I was like, oh, why they do that? I hate match starting over spots. I mean, I don't say I want to say I hate them, but I'm just like, to me, it kind of just takes away from it a little bit. I don't know if you agree or disagree about that, but I'm just like, oh my God, the match starting over spot. And you know what? In this context, I get it because this is his last match. He getting pinned like that, and they get his foot on the rope. So it's like, oh damn, did he just get screwed? It's like, no, we starting the shit over. So I guess looking at it that way, I can't be too critical on it. I thought this was just a hard-hitting fight right here. MJF takes the L to Chris Jericho, which him losing to Jericho right here, did not hurt him. He was pretty much besting Jericho at every turn up until this point. So him taking an L doesn't hurt MJF. It's all about pretty much where both of these guys go from here and how they regroup. So I enjoyed the match. It was like I said, it was a fight without having to be necessarily too hardcore and have to have too many weapons, you know?
Yeah, it was what you expected it to be. It didn't need to be a spot fest. It was a Jericho match. It was a good storytelling, good build. And there was a reason for it. There was stakes. My issue with that finish, like you said, so if another referee in the back saw Chris Jericho's foot on the ropes, all right, every single time a heel in AEW gets the win with a roll up with the heel wrestler putting his foot on the ropes, getting a 1, 2, 3, I want a ref in the back to come out and restart the match.
Yep.
That's the only issue you got with doing that. That's the only issue you got doing that. And, you know, every company's done that. You know, he's done that. I reckon New Japan wouldn't do that. They're not, no, you know. But it is what it is. The match itself was good. You got to give it up for Jericho. You know, the 5 Labors of Jericho was awesome. And he comes in here and has a great match for MJF on pay-per-view. And MJF, I don't know what's next for him. But all I know is I'm going to enjoy it. I think he's absolutely... I think he's... Yeah, I always say, and I've said this for a while, at least to my friends and whatever, the 4 pillars of AEW, Darby Allin, MJF, Jungle Boy, and Orange Cassidy. They're the 4 guys who are... Like TNA had AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, James Storm. AEW has Darby Allin, MJF, Jungle Boy, and Orange Cassidy. I think that's their guys. Like, they've built them up. And I'm so glad that all these guys are getting spots on pay-per-views, which is fucking great.
Wow. That's a great point, man. I like that 4 pillars, comparison, with All Japan. That was a really great point and a great comparison. So I do like that. I see big things for MJF coming out. I'm going to be interested to see what's going on with the Pinnacle here coming up soon too, because I don't keep my eye on AEW Dynamite maybe as much as I should, but like, what's going on with them right now? Okay,
they're not really doing much. The Pinnacle, FTR had a match on Wednesday. It was a really, really good match against
with Proud and Powerful, right?
Yeah,
I heard about that. Yeah,
apparently, like they're going. I don't know if their contract's up maybe and they're going elsewhere. I have no idea. I kind of try and stay away from the kind of rumor mill because when it comes to pay-per-view weeks, I don't want anything spoiled. Dirty Dave. Stay away from that like fucking COVID. Fucking hell, avoid Dave
right.
Meltzer. Avoid Dave Meltzer's fucking...
Dave Meltzer.
Avoid Dirty Dave Meltzer like COVID. God, that's going to get clipped.
Oh my God. I love it though. I love it. It's so great because you have to, man.
It's true. Like, the thing is, he's doing his job, spoiling show. Like, if this was like a TV show, that's what I get for going on the website. That's how I see it. If you don't want spoilers, don't go on the website. But yeah, this was a really good match, and yeah, I reckon Jericho's now going to take some time off. He's got a Fozzy tour coming up. He's coming over to the UK at the end. Me and my housemate are going. I've already got our tickets for that. That should be fun. A little bit of Fozzy. Never seen them live, funny enough. Yeah, if it wasn't for AEW, I probably wouldn't go. What? Oh God, that's lost my track now. I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing at myself ordering the tickets because it was one of those where like
you're going to thank Judas.
We're paying 40 fucking quid to sing Judas. Just fucking play it on one of the speakers and just sing it. I don't know any of the other songs. It's going to be one of those where a week or two before I'm just going to have to sit and listen to whatever new album he's got just to learn the lyrics type thing.
Oh yeah, you might as well if you're going to the show.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, may as well.
Might as well, man.
Or just go hammered.
Now, okay. Oh man, now we get to the stuff that I guess I've been the most controversial about right now. Huh? we get to the. Honestly, I'm gonna call this the penultimate match of the show because even though it's not the semi-main, it's kind of the semi-main.
Right.
Honestly,
we'll do this. We'll go right. Paul White defeated QT Marshall. Paul White looked great. Fair play, physical condition. He got in there. The whole story of this was Big Show. Fuck's sake, Big Show just needed to kill QT Marshall after QT's been such a piece of shit to Tony Schiavone. So the storyline concluded, the storyline finished with Big Show going in there and fucking him and his faction up. It was perfect. It done what it needed to do, and it allowed the crowd the chance to see the Big Show in an AEW ring, which is still surreal to me. And off we go to the races. Right, now we can just do this in the main event. The meat and potatoes of the show.
Absolutely, man. We get the penultimate match of the show. the semi-main event. Pretty much, arguably the reason why a lot of people bought this show right here. We get, man, what was the last time this man wrestled? 2013? Shit, 2013 since 2013, 2012, 2013. Making his appearance.
2014, it was the Rumble, wasn't it? It was the Rumble.
But Royal Rumble 2014 was his last appearance, man. And he's coming into the ring with a guy who is arguably, like you said, he not only is the pillar of AEW, in my opinion, he has the best theme in AEW. That Darby Allin theme is just like, that gets me so hyped. I'm just like, okay, let's go. I was like, match time. Let's go. Let's get it. And he's going against Darby Allin right here. And LK, I don't know, because we're talking about Star Wars earlier. So this is the whole CM Punk thing right here. This is kind of what this compares me to. And I don't know if you've seen these movies. If you have seen them, you probably can relate to them. So did you ever watch the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight, Batman trilogy?
Yes. Is that the one with Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
Yeah, I've watched that.
So let's just say, for argument's sake, to me, CM Punk coming back was because it's how he looked and everything. He was pretty much when he left, he was Batman in the Dark Knight. He dealt with the Joker. He's going to be done being Batman for a little while. And when CM Punk came back in Rampage, he looked different to me. He was just like, I'm like, okay, he looks different. And I'm just like, all right, and I'm not saying he was a horrible wrestler when he was in WWE, because that's far from the truth. He was not a horrible wrestler, but he was kind of not I don't want to say the best, most technically. He would do some stuff sloppy. I'm just going to be real. In my opinion, he would do some stuff sloppy. This is how it would look in WWE. So, and he had this label as the best in the world. And I'm just like, okay. And disregarding him doing stuff, so whatever. And I'm just like, dude, he's pretty much like Batman that hasn't been Batman for 8 years, and he's about to come back. And I'm like, does he really know what he's about to get himself into? Because I'm like, he's talking about G1 Climax in the post, Rampage, press conference. I'm like, dude, can you? I'm like, can you even hang in G1 Climax? I'm just me asking. I'm just not trying to, crap on a man. I'm just like literally asking this. I'm like, dude, that's G1 is hard, bro. And your work, I mean, aside from Toru Yano or Evil with countless interferences, beside those two guys, your work pretty much has to be impeccable right here. And I'm like, dude, can you do that? And I'm just like, dude, he's been gone so long, and he's had a great life to this point. I was like, dude, Victory has defeated CM Punk at this point. I'm like, is he ready for this right now? Because I mean, we all know what pro wrestling is, but it's like, dude, can you still go? Was my whole question with this dude right here. I was like, can he still go? He's been gone for a long time. We know other people can go and been gone for a long time as well. So that was ultimately my whole question with this match right here. And you know what? Right now, just for the interim, he passed the test. He and Darby Allin, they passed the freaking test right here. This match didn't go long. This match was the perfect length that I needed to for a return CM Punk match. And I give him credit for that. He came out with a different look. He had the long tights here. Okay, I thought that was a nice change up, because I was wondering if he was going to switch up his, aesthetic. If he's going to still have trunks, if he's going to maybe have some shorts. But he brought the tights out. So I thought that was fine. That was cool. This Darby Allin to me was still a star in this match right here, even taking a loss. And I like pretty much the finishing sequence of how he got him to GTS. It was like pretty much bam. I was like, well, that's it.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
To me, because I don't read Uncle Dave's shit. So, CM Punk, CM Punk coming back was one of those where I was kind of like, I'd read about it, and I'd kind of be like, roll my eyes. Is this just some YouTuber trying to get some clickbait? Because that's all we had for the last 7 years. CM Punk is coming back to the WWE. That's literally what we've had on YouTube.
Okay, what it's like. It's you'll believe it when you see it. You know what I mean? Kind of situation. It's like, okay, he's coming back. I'll believe it. That's how it was in Chicago. People were like, oh, he's coming back. I was like, yeah, once I hear the music and I see him, I'm not going to believe it. And when he came, I was like, oh, he's here.
Literally, I'm so jealous. It was one of those where it was, I'll never forget it as long as, it's one of those where when wrestling is done right, it's done right. And I'll never forget where I was sat on the sofa with a Red Bull, because fuck me, it was 3 a.m. UK time. And then when his music just hit, it was like, fuck. And I was one of the lucky ones to get, I went on globalshopaew.com and I got a CM Punk shirt. And that is the first piece of merchandise I have bought since I bought a New Japan Golden Lion shirt.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got a story.
4 years ago. That was the last time I bought a piece of pro wrestling merchandise. That's how much it pumped me up.
I got a story about that shirt. So it's actually a good story.
Go on.
So, once on Rampage when he came out, he was doing his promo on the aisle that we're sitting in. this dude just comes jetting past me and my friends. We're like, hey man, you kind of like it was brushed up against us, almost knocked my drink out of my hand. He said, oh man, I'm sorry, man. About to go see if they have some merch down there. So I look over to my friend. I'm like, hey man, he's still giving his speech, and they have TVs in the lobby. We can go in the merch line and get these shirts and still hear what he's saying. In Darby Allin, Sting came out. So we do that, and there's probably about 8 people in the line at that point. So after the people who are in front of us buy their shirts or whatever, we're at the shirt part, and I look behind me, okay, and I kid you not, dude, this line is like all around the whole fucking concord, bro. I'm like, holy shit, like the line is just so long. And so I got me a shirt, and I actually picked up a shirt from a friend of mine, and I actually picked John up a shirt because I was like, get you a shirt, John. So I got her a shirt, and so just shit, on the way back, chilling or whatever. So just looking on eBay, seeing how much of these are going for. Long story short, okay, I sold my CM Punk shirt. I sold my CM.
Wait, stop. How much did you buy it for?
$35.
$35. Okay, cool. Just so everyone knows, because like I've never bought a piece of merchandise from America, so I don't know how much they are. So I bought mine for £26, and that includes shipping. So you paid $35.
That's probably
about the same.
That's probably that's about the same. That's about the right conversion rate. Yeah, that's probably about the same. Like, yeah, it's just like, and guess how much I sold this shirt for, LK?
Well, I'm maybe $10. Why would someone buy a secondhand shirt when they could just buy a fucking new one? Why?
I didn't put it on at all. I just kind of put it in the bag and was like, whatever. So I didn't put it on.
It's regardless of the point. You could go and buy your own brand new. Right? How much? If anyone bought it for over 40, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, well, let me tell you how much I sold that shirt for. I sold that shirt for $225.
Fuck off! No way! I'm stripping. I'm getting this Punk shirt off. I'm getting it on eBay. Why would you pay £225 for a T-shirt when you could have bought one brand fucking new, delivered the next day for fucking $35? Like, fuck's sake. Did he sign it? Did he lick it? Did his testicles get rubbed against it? Did he come with a free ice cream cock? What the fuck? $220? Fuck.
Yeah.
What was the reason? Like, does it have the writing on the back?
Yeah, it has like the I was there, and I think.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, I apologize. Yeah, because they're selling them without the writing on the back. Like my one doesn't have any writing on the back. I mean, I still wouldn't pay $220 fucking bucks. Like, I'd expect him to fucking be wearing it when he fucking sits next to me for $220.
Right? Because it has like the, it's like I was there, and it has like the date and everything. And I still got the ice cream sandwich wrapper that he got, and it's on eBay. I'm selling it for $20. So if anybody wants to buy it,
people are so. I don't know if that's really fucking cool or if it's so sad. I'm really torn. Like the wrestling part of me is like, you know what, that's really fucking cool. I wouldn't mind owning the ice cream bar type thing, and then like the kind of the normal me human being comes out. It's like, dude, you wouldn't fucking pay 20 quid for a fucking ice cream bar wrapper. Go down the fucking shop, get a cornetto. Jesus.
Right? Like, come on, man. I'm just, hey, look, if somebody, I put it on for the price, and I'll say, hey, if somebody wants to buy it for this, they can buy it. And homie bought it. So
could you pick?
Now, are you there? Can you hear me? What happened? It was, so we could like, all right. So what we can do is, if it's recorded that up to that point, we could just upload it in 2 parts.
But yeah, sorry about that. Technology problems as always. So here we go. We are back. I just picture this now. So I'm picturing this guy, and he's there, and he's ordered this ice cream bar wrapper off you for $20, and he gets him. Say he's 45, maybe with we'll be generous, wife and a kid. The kids say 12, and he's getting this in the post. He opens it up, and his kid's like, "What's that, Dad?" He's like, "Don't worry about it." He's got it stuffed in his pocket. He then he goes to his room, and he's making sure his wife's not there. He's opening the door. No one's there. He rips it open, and there it is, the CM CM fucking Punk ice cream bar. I reckon he'll give it a sniff. I reckon he'll give it a lick of that dried up chocolate that might be left in there. He's like, no. He's giving that a bit of a lick. You know, he might even give a little touch of himself. Oh, dude, I cannot. Can you please, if someone buys one of these ice cream bars, Dion, whoever buys this ice cream bar, and dude, you need to put the link down in the description box for this link to the eBay so people can buy it, because we're doing a great job of promoting this. Fucking just like, I could just picture it, and if they could do like an unboxing for us, we'll put it on the channel. It would be magical. I want to see the specimen who buys this chocolate bar ice cream.
Like, I low key feel kind of bad, okay, because it's like, I'm sorry that I sold that shirt for that much, but I'm like, is it my fault that you bought it for that much? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's.
I get why though. It's kind of, I was there because then they can go around and maybe they got a collection. You know, I kind of get that.
It's an okay shirt. It's not a bad shirt, but it's not like, I mean, bro, I've been getting shirts. I've been getting shirts from like shout out stash pages. I've been getting shirts from stash pages on like the wrestling tip. I don't know if I know you got. Do you got a personal Instagram? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, well, follow them on Instagram because they have really good wrestling merchandise. Because I'll shout them. Dude, I got a pair of. I know this is probably taboo now, but it's like a pair of Crippler Chris Benoit basketball shorts.
For God's sake, dude, you go from fucking ice cream chocolate to CM Punk to Chris Benoit Wolverine. I don't know who's worse, the dude who spent 220 quid on fucking a CM Punk t-shirt which they could have bought for 35 online, or fucking you buying Chris Benoit merch.
I mean, it was the Crippler ones. Okay, I had to get.
That makes you all that much better. You piece of dirt.
You know, I know. Like, I also got a pair of they sold a pair of Billy Gunn Mr. Ass shorts, and I got a pair of those too. So shout out to them.
Oh, Dion, you just destroyed your public image. All I do is picture and you walk around in these bright pink with a lipstick mark on the back. Billy Gunn Mr. Ass shorts. Oh God, damn.
Hey, that's only I got to color coordinate though. I'm not just going to be you out here just going to the store and those, but only for wrestling events only wrestling events, because you know this is just be weird. But nah, man, we at the main event now. Okay, man, this is actually, you know, in my opinion, not to pat ourselves on the back right here, but this has been a damn good review, man. Y'all need to hit that thumbs up button, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The price of subscription $3.99, because we out here having a damn good time, man. And I almost hate to say this, LK. This main event right here was a damn good fucking match between AEW World Title, Kenny Omega defending this championship against Christian Cage. Before I even get to the match, what do you think about the belt collector gimmick pretty much just like abruptly ending? It was just like, oh, he's the belt collector. No, he's not no more. Like, this is over. Like, okay, he's not doing that.
I think it was like Omega. Like, I watched him in Triple Mania, you know, defending that belt. He's doing Impact every week. He was doing Dynamite, Rampage. Like, man, I think maybe he just needed a bit of time off, because he did that for a while, even during the pandemic where there's no fans, so there'd have been, you know, much less of an adrenaline rush, so it must have hurt like a bitch. But yeah, I kind of can see why it'd be weird, but I think also he can't just win all the time. Like, him losing the belt on Rampage was perfect, sets up this pay-per-view match perfectly. This match was really fucking good, and I, for one, this is, again, my personal opinion, and my housemate is a massive Edge guy, and I've always have been. I'm a Christian guy. Like, this for me
Christian's a better ref.
Yeah, like, for me, so everyone's like, CM Punk 7 years. Dude, Christian Cage didn't wrestle for 7 years. And he's out here wrestling like he did in 2011 in his clinics with Randy Orton. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, his shirt for AEW is absolutely correct. He's out here damn near outworking everybody. And no, Christian's damn near going to be one of the most underrated wrestlers of our time. Even though he will get his credit, he won't get his roses to the comparison of like his tag team partner, who, even between both, I love Edge and Christian both, but like Edge is probably more my favorite wrestler between both of those guys. But I'm gonna keep a spade a spade. As far as just pure, just wrestling wise, Christian is a better wrestler than Edge, man. Like, Edge kind of, in his career, if you think about it, his thing was like gimmick matches. Christian he did gimmick matches, but he's like, hey man, I can put on a real good 20-minute match too with no weapons as well. He did that for years.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Christian. I love the pacing of this match. After everything that happened, it kind of that old school, like, excuse me. A professional would edit that out. We won't, just for raw footage content. I promise I don't have the coronavirus. That was my fault. Choking on my own words. But no, it was a really good paced match. Like, you kind of had the pacing of that old. I think Kenny Omega himself has a great pace, and Christian's just such a veteran. He knows how to fucking wrestle a wrestling match, and the pacing was magnificent. I really enjoyed this. You know, if they had to go on the Uncle Dave star rating, I'd maybe give it 3 3/4, 4 quarters. Sorry, a 4. Like, it was the second best match of the night in my opinion, after the Bucks and Lucha Bros, and then the fucking ending.
Woo! The ending is what people are going to forever talk about, man. Like, that's going to be like stuff of pro wrestling lore right here. Man, and I want to say, and this real quick before we get to that, I'm glad you brought up pacing, and I'm not even trying to give my favorite wrestler too many roses or give him too much kudos right here, but I low-key think Kenny Omega learned a bit of pacing from Tetsuya Naito, because in my opinion, Tetsuya Naito has some of the best pacing in pro wrestling. If you look at his matches, especially singles matches, I think he might have took a little bit from him once he left New Japan, because Naito is a great paced wrestler. So, you know, I got to give Naito his roses for that. But, and then you in there with a veteran like Christian Cage. Christian knows his pacing as well. So it's going to be like, he's going to make it easy for you. If you can't have a good match with Christian at this point, something's really wrong with you. Let's be real about that. Okay, you can't have a good match with Christian. Who can you have a good match with? Like, I mean, like, seriously, he's such a consummate professional. Like, how can you not have a good match with him? And that's just a credit to Omega, because once again, like, he's a guy to where I've had another, you know, been hot and cold, had another love-hate relationship with. Like, people think I don't like Kenny Omega. I actually like Kenny Omega, but it's just like, I don't think he is the greatest wrestler of all time like some people think he is. Like, I'm gonna say he's a great wrestler, but I'm not saying he's the best. But man, this stuff after the show, man, after the match, excuse me, we get the Elite coming down. They're just laying the beatings on Christian Cage. We get Jungle Boy. We get Luchasaurus right here coming down. You know, so Adam Cole, there we go, Freudian slip. Kenny Omega's pretty much talking about, you know, his run his mouth. He's just like, yeah, pretty much I'll out all of this. Then we get the I thought it was hilarious too. Okay, when Adam Cole made the Contron, I don't really know what to call it right now. The Contron on Adam Cole's his video package or whatever. It's like, it was still like yellow, like he was in the Undisputed Era.
It was with his shirt. It was literally like an NXT shirt. I saw on Pro Wrestling Tees. Apparently they're so overwhelmed that with orders at the minute that it's going to take 3 weeks plus for shirts to arrive. And everyone, please don't be a dick and send them hate for it. That look, they're going to be overworked. I guarantee you, because of COVID, they're going to be understaffed. And you know, you sat there, oh, I want my Bryan Danielson shirt. Like, just fucking wait. They're going to be understaffed. The whole world is understaffed right now. So
right?
When you're at work and you're understaffed, you pray no one's a dick to you. So don't be a dick to everyone understaffed, especially on all these online sites. So please, I do not want to see anyone, especially who listens to this channel, hopefully you have a brain cell. Just, if you want your fucking t-shirt, it's going to come. You know, maybe you can
just don't get there. You bought.
Just fucking wait. You know, they probably were busting their ass off, making fucking like $15 an hour. I don't know how dollar conversion is over there. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, hey, $15 an hour is pretty decent. Okay, that's decent. It's decent.
Oh, okay. Well, $15 an hour. I don't know, because like the way I see it is, like, for us in the UK, when the national minimum wage goes up, it's because the cost of living goes up. So, for example, a loaf of bread, if the minimum wage was, say, £6 something, a loaf of bread would cost you 80p. But if the minimum wage went up to £7.25, say, a loaf of bread would cost you £1 something. So I don't know how that works in America, for example.
It's pretty much the same way. I mean, cost of stuff does go up. I mean, everything. Like, cost of gas has gone up pretty much because of, in my opinion, because of the stimulus checks that were doled out, because we had pretty much favorable gas prices. Now it's like well north above $3, and it's just like, that's not cool.
It's getting to the point where it'll be cheaper to fucking get public transport.
Absolutely, dude. Seriously.
But yeah, like I said, Adam Cole came out, and I thought, like for me, I remember I said this to my housemate when we sat there, and I said after the Omega match, if this show ends now and there's no surprises, I'm still gonna go upstairs happy, because I've still had a hell of a show. And then Adam Cole comes out, the pop he got, the Adam Cole baby, that was fucking awesome. And then Bryan Danielson comes out and they beat the fuck out. They have a big fight. We're gonna get, I reckon, Jungle Boy Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, and CM Punk versus the Young Bucks. That is my prediction with what we're gonna get. I don't know though, because we might get Omega and Bryan, because they kind of tease that a little bit.
but you can use CM Punk versus the Bucks to get to Omega and Bryan. You know what I mean? Like, because this is also too. I'm glad you brought that up. I was saying this to a friend of mine when we were watching the show. They're gonna, and they're not in comparison in any way. So don't think I'm comparing either the two of them. I think AEW is about to use CM Punk like they use Brock Lesnar in WWE. He's not going to be there. I don't think he's going to be there every. He was there every week to kind of build the show up. I feel.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's going to be there every week. You know, like I don't think he's going to be there every week. I think he's going to be like a special attraction, man. And then like I think the next special attraction match is to have him team with Daniel Bryan taking on the Young Bucks right here because they don't have the straps anymore. And imagine if they still have the belts. You can almost have Daniel Bryan and CM Punk take the belts off them, but that's neither here nor there. But like. Yeah, I think that's where they're going to go. I think at some point you're going to have Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega, or I think also too. This is kind of the next question I was going to ask you. So this ties in well. Do you think Daniel Bryan wins the AEW World Championship? Because I think he does.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yes, but I don't want him to just go in and win the belt straight away. Like I hope there's kind of building of it.
I think about time we talk, like because we'll have many recorded shows by this, but year time we do a show by this point from a year's time. He'll probably just be about around challenge it for it, I think, around this time next year.
Yeah, around about this time. Maybe even Double or Nothing. I'll accept Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Double or Nothing's fine.
March, April time. Maybe they want to compete with Mania. But it was just a perfect way to end the show. It was you already sent home happy. You get sent home double happy. Yeah, perfect. It was the perfect ending.
You know what? I wish kind of would have showed up. Okay, and this is just me being selfish, right? Because I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Maybe better than some of these guys that we had shown tonight. Maybe not. This is my opinion. Dude, if Jay White would have showed up anywhere on this show, I would have lost it as well.
Yeah, because he's in America as well. Maybe they're saving him.
Yeah, they could be saving him, dude. I think that's a good point.
Because I don't think they want to use all their kind of eggs in one basket. Maybe Jay White has aspirations of going to WWE.
I don't know, man. Like I think
maybe because if he isn't going to AEW, I mean, who knows? Maybe they haven't offered him anything. Maybe there's nothing creative-wise that makes sense. Maybe New Japan doesn't want him there. Who knows?
But I think though, if you stay with New Japan, maybe he doesn't have they don't have the quote unquote creative stuff or whatever. But if you think about it, that's probably the best bet for him because if he stays New Japan, guess what he has access to? Impact Wrestling. They brought over Chris Bay to the Bullet Club. Guess what he has access to? And people forget about this, and I didn't bring this up. CM Punk, when he came back to Rampage, what was a company, LK, he mentioned that really has never been mentioned on AEW Wrestling? He mentioned Ring of Honor. People forget about that.
Dude, this AEW is Ring of Honor with a bigger budget.
They are. They literally are, and that's not a diss, man. And I'm saying they still could possibly. And also, too, I said this to a friend of mine. I was like, dude, how crazy would it be in like 2021, 2022 if CM Punk won a Ring of Honor title after so many years winning it? Because I could see that happening as well.
Yeah, if he has the passion for it, why the fuck not? They need to get a good working relationship. And I'd love to see Jay Lethal come over. There's some great talent in Ring of Honor that I'd like to see in AEW and vice versa.
Okay, I love to say this. Hey, I gotta even say this, man. Dude, one of the best tag teams in the world that nobody ever talks about, dude, is still the Briscoes, man. Like the Briscoes do not get their roses, man. They're flowers because they're in Ring of Honor. They don't get like a lot of light on them, and they're not like, I guess I don't hate to say PC, but they're not PC, but they're still one of the best tag teams in the world, and they should get the credit for that, man. And you got Jonathan Gresham over there, Tony Deppin's over there, Bruce She's over there, but he's gonna have to have knee surgery. Dragon Lee, Ryu Lee, whatever you want to call him, he's over there. So I mean, people are over there in Ring of Honor. They're doing good things, man. I would like to see them kind of intermingle with AEW because that would definitely help them out a lot. I can kind of see probably why they wouldn't because literally AEW is supposed to be Ring of Honor. If we're really supposed to be real about it, this is supposed to be really Ring of Honor because if they would have gave the Bucks and Cody Rhodes whatever the fuck they wanted, Kenny Omega too, this was going to be them. But they're just kind of like, they probably are they might be a little salty about that. I kind of low-key would too, because I'm like, damn, this could be us right now.
Yeah, legitimately, yeah, they're probably fucking fuming. Like, why didn't you invest in us, Tony? Tony, you could have invested in us.
Like, for real. And, I mean, you gotta give credit to Tony Khan and his family for owning all that. But, too, and on an NFL context, I would love to beat them 2 times a year because the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are owned by the Khans, are a divisional rival of my Indianapolis Colts. So I'm going to love to put my boot up their ass 2 times a year. So that's neither here nor there. But all jokes aside, this is like I said, as far as AEW pay-per-views go, this is probably top to bottom, in my opinion, okay, their best show, bar none right here. And then, too, like, the game has changed, man. Like, WWE, like in my opinion, they still have some people. They got Roman Reigns. They got, in my opinion, maybe the GOAT wrestler of all time in Brock Lesnar. But like it's kind of like, bruh, tides are a changing right now, and I think you kind of be a fool to think otherwise. It's just like it's not. I'm not saying that there's not a like WWE still the main name as far as mainstream people go, but it's what's Jon Moxley's move? It's a paradigm shift happening right now. Like there really is.
Yeah, without a shadow of doubt, and it's one of those where there's another. It's now like a lot of people now can be like, I don't have to watch Raw or SmackDown or NXT. I could watch Dark Elevation, Dynamite, and Rampage, and that could be their wrestling fix. And then they could still follow wrestling if WWE isn't for them anymore. And we're not bashing WWE completely. Like, WWE do some good stuff. But
they do.
AEW's just been on fire. And I was saying this, if you had like a game where you, like the fancy booking game, I forgot the name of it, that they used to be around. Used to be really popular. I remember playing it as a kid. It's like you fancy book. No, you fancy book online. Something F or something. I don't know. It's a fantasy booking game. If I was to have a limited amount of money, that would pretty much add in Okada and Naito and Ishii. That'd probably be my roster. Add in Brock Lesnar. But apart from that, that'd probably be my roster. Like my personal preference for American wrestling, that would be my roster. But Dion, my friend, it is coming up to 10 past 1 a.m.
No, it is. I want to say, okay, before we get out of here, man. I know you haven't seen much of him, but Tanahashi is having a career resurgence right now. Tanahashi's doing some of the best work of his career over in New Japan. He's amazing right now. Just Roshi Tanahashi, he's a national world treasure, man. I would love to see him over in the AEW ring here at some point. He's really the one that started this whole Forbidden Door thing versus Jericho. People forget about that. Like when at the Wrestle Kingdom match, talking about the Forbidden Door and everything. But speaking of Forbidden Door, the stuff that AEW is doing here, okay, man, like you said, they have so many options. They can work with the NWA. They can work with New Japan Pro Wrestling. They can work, if they wanted to, they can work with All Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe, I don't think Pro Wrestling Noah want to work. They just like, the Pro Wrestling Noah is like, we good. But they could work with a variety of promotions. They could work with a promotion like a Ring of Honor. They could work, like I said, AEW. They can work with the MLW if they choose to see fit. And I think that's beautiful in pro wrestling. That's something that we missed for so fucking long because it kind of harkens back to the territory days, but not territory days, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a good show, and a good show to come back. And I'm going to try and cover as much. Excuse me. Fucking damn!
Don't die.
Take a COVID test after this. Fuck's sake.
Hey, bro, you can't come back. If you die, you can't come back. So we everybody on the channel, including me, we're gonna need you to come back, man, because we're gonna have to have more reviews like this. We got, like I said, we got G1 Climax on the docket, man. I
really want to do the G1 again because it's such a personal accomplishment when you can say you watched and covered all 19 G1 Climaxes. But yeah, I want to cover as much AEW as I possibly can. I'm not saying I'm going to be doing a video a day, but I'm going to try and get as much aid because I'm watching it, so I may as well cover it. Like I cover it in.
Might as well.
You know what? If it takes 15-20 minutes to record and then 10 minutes to upload, it's half an hour of my time.
Right.
And it's good fun. And like I miss this because it's fun. We have a laugh. Yeah, we talk about some stupid shit, but fuck it. Hopefully everyone listening can enjoy and they don't. It's not a serious like, oh, and he gave him an arm drag and he then held the arm drag and followed by a drop kick and he got the win, but he got a near fall. Like we don't do that here. We fucking just shoot the shit. We have a laugh. If it offended you,
and hell,
snowflake.
Well, hey, look. And then I'll say this too, okay? People on the channel are probably tired of just hearing my voice, so you being on is probably like a breath of fresh air. So come on.
And remember, Dion fears LK. Remember that.
Hey, always. Always.
Shout out to that guy, RM or GM. Apologies. Because that was like, LK. Yeah, that's me. So that's who I use.
You're like, who is that? I was like, that's me. That might be a fucking, that might be a channel shirt. I might put that on some merchandise. Dion feels LK, because that's a nice ring to it. Shit.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's time to wrap this motherfucker up.
Absolutely, LK. Thank you for coming on once again, man. I know it's probably late for you, but hey, we got the shit done, man. I think, in my opinion, this was a damn good review, man. The show was excellent. The reason it was a damn good review because the show was damn good. So we had some great stuff to kind of work off of, man. So I'm gonna try to keep my eye on AEW as much as possible. It's gonna be hard because I guess I can of course find links and all that good stuff. But I don't
Dude,
have
you don't have
I don't have
TNT. You don't have TNT.
Okay, that's cable. I'm a broke boy. I just have YouTube. Okay. So,
Okay. Okay. I thought cable was one of those things that if you have a TV, it automatically comes on.
No. Like I don't get Raw. I don't get NXT. I mean NXT comes on Peacock, but I don't get Raw. I don't get AEW Dynamite. I get Dark and Elevation because they of course come on YouTube. But yeah, man, I don't have cable.
I can't give you my fight because it won't work in America.
That's crazy, and that's interesting too that they have that AEW package. I think that's kind of cool that they have that for y'all, and I really do think that's cool. I want to cover more AEW, man. So I might not be able to come on for every Dynamite, but definitely for the pay-per-views. I'm always down to do a pay-per-view review because I'm always watching the AEW pay-per-views. If it's any pay-per-view, literally of any company for the most part, I'm pretty much watching it. Just to be real.
Absolutely, a Monday. Like, comment, subscribe. Dion, it's been a fucking pleasure. Can't wait to do this again.
I missed you, man.
You too.
Not to get out. Not to get sentimental. I missed you, man. But yeah.
You too. It's been too long. Right, so whilst we go cry ourselves to sleep, hope you all enjoyed it, ladies and germs. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't be offended by anything we said. It is literally just fun. We're having a laugh. We're releasing some morphines. You are too. You might have had a shit day today. You had a shit day at work. Your boss is a piece of shit. Or you might be a boss and your staff are fucking shit. Either way.
Or you might be a boss that's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, just remember, you can always watch the fucking G1 at work. Boom, boom. I'm going to try that this year. That's my goal, to watch some G1 at work. Anyway, that being said, we've waffled on for over an hour.
Hey, I recommend I guess my bottom limit. I need you to at least watch 3 matches from G1 at work. At least 3 matches.
3 matches every day. Oh yeah, Dion, I didn't watch it. I had the commentary on in my earpod. Like fuck's sake. Oh god. But god, thinking of work. So like, comment, subscribe. Fuck work. Fuck your boss. If you're a boss, fuck you. Jokes. Like, comment, subscribe. Good to be back. I'm a rowdy motherfucker. Stay safe, stay well. We'll be catching your asses down the line.